You probably thought the audio was messed up or that the sound was turned off. However, the silence is a good resemblance of how I operate. I am for the most part a quiet kid until you get to know me, and then I'm quite friendly. Ask Brad. No, seriously, ask him. Anyway, when one is supposed to build a self-profile or take a self-assessment, it is not just how they feel or how they operate. With these personality tests, they tell you how you work with others, how you work best, and other mental and physical and emotional factors. For my self-profile, I took 6 personality tests. First one was Myers-Briggs, the second one was Bart, third one was Felder, fourth Gardner, fifth Bender, and the sixth was the Greco-Arabic, or the 4 temperaments test. The first test, the Myers-Briggs test, that was created by Isabel Briggs Myers, she wanted to make the insights of type theory accessible to individuals and groups. With that, she created a test with 16 combinations of either extroversion or introversion, sensing or intuition, thinking, feeling, judging, or perceiving. My results were ESTJ, extroverted, sensing, thinking, and judging. I am an organized, results-oriented person, not very assertive or take charge, right away at least. The next test is the VART test. The VART test provides strategies to help people understand their environment. It is a short and simple inventory test. My results for this test was a mild oral learning preference. 5 for visual, 8 for oral, 3 for read and write, and 5 for kinesthetic. This was interesting because I believe I am a learner by visualizing. However, there were some interesting things that an oral learner does that I do. Some of those examples of an oral learner were attending classes, remembering the interesting examples, stories, or jokes that a professor tells, and leaving spaces in my notes so that I can go back to the PowerPoints and write the notes down later. The third test was the Felder and Solomon test, or the learning styles test. In this one, you are either a sensory or intuitive learner, visual and visionary, active or reflective, or sequential or global. My results were being a sensory or learning the facts, visual and visionary were tied, an active learner, and a sequential learner, or learning by linear steps. I'm not a big chaos guy. The fourth test is the Gardner test. Gardner talks about how multiple intelligences is different than a learning style. He believes that different individuals approach materials or different materials differently. For example, if an individual has a reflective style, he then probably is reflective about all the range of materials. For example, I am an interpersonal intelligence, which means I enjoy watching people's motives, emotions, perspectives, and moods in different social settings because everyone is different in different settings. This test result is very accurate. I love people watching. I think watching people act different in different social settings is incredibly entertaining. How someone walks, talks, dresses, and acts can tell you a lot about that certain person. In the Bender test, which was created by Carl Jung, which is a format for many personality tests that are created today, there are 4 basic personality traits: analytical, a driver, amiable, or however you say it, and expressive. I tested to be an expressive, which is enthusiastic, outgoing, persuasive, fun-loving, and spontaneous. This kind of contradicts the rest of the test, and I don't really agree with it because I'm on the shyer side. Last but not least is the 4 temperaments test. In this test, I tested to be a choleric personality type, which means I'm a very goal-oriented person, extremely practical and straightforward, and I dislike small talk. This leads straight into some of my barriers. I do not like small talk. I would rather figure out minute details about someone later than at first. I'm not the greatest companion, and I don't invest into people a lot. With that being said, now that I understand that, I can use my strength of being able to listen to people to help me get over the fact that I don't like small talk.
Created using Powtoon.